which brings us to the Chairwoman Williams section of our House Judiciary Committee meeting tonight. There are 7 bills sponsored by Chairwoman Williams, which she will present all of them at the same time in order, if there are any questions of her. And then there are no, I'll tell you, there are no witnesses that have signed up on any of those bills, as far as I know. So we will start with House Bill 5297. It's sponsored by Chairwoman Williams. It's an act related to courts and civil procedure, specifically the Judicial Nominating Commission, and it requires that the commission nominating judges actively and aggressively solicit attorneys of color to apply for judicial appointments. I'll introduce them all if it's okay with you, Anastasia.
I think if it's okay with you, I would prefer.
One at a time?
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire away then. You're up.
Thank you. I want to congratulate, well, not so much congratulate, commend all of you, Mr. Chairman and members of this Judiciary Committee, with having to deal with 29 bills and doing it virtually. It is very difficult. So I would, I need to say that because the public is not really aware of the trials and tribulations that you all have to endure in order to go through this evening. And I definitely, I'm sitting here having an anxiety moment just listening to all of the mishaps, but not because of any particular one's fault, but it's trying to appease and attend to the people's business as best as can. So I commend all of you for your patience, because this sure is some trying time for us as well. So moving right along to 5297. As you all are very well aware, the judiciary system is definitely running amok, and it has been that way for years. And lately, in the last week or so, the governor takes it upon herself with her authority to appoint individuals to this commission, which is into her preview to do. However, while always bragging or throwing out there that, she's all for diversity and she is a diverse individual because of being a woman, her action proves differently. All of her appointments and reappointments, you can count how many people of color that she has presented. And in this particular commission, not one, and I'm not talking about females either. In this case, doesn't apply. A commission of 9 members, there needs to be at least 3 of them that look like me and reflects the diversity of this state. So this would include recruiting attorneys of color who are practicing members of the Rhode Island Bar residing in the border states of Massachusetts and Connecticut. Attorneys would qualify if they have acted as an attorney of record in a minimum of 7 matters before the Rhode Island courts within the last 2 years. One of the excuses that Gina Raimondo was continuously presenting is that there aren't enough attorneys of color in the state of Rhode Island, when in fact there are more than enough qualified, able, and available attorneys that have applied throughout the years, but they're discarded and never even given the chance. The Judicial Nominating Commission shall keep records of all persons of color who apply for judicial appointment. The success rate of having those names submitted to the governor for judicial appointment and its recruiting methods. This is another bill I have introduced with the hopes of changing our courts so that they are accurately representative of Rhode Island's demographic, and to ensure that quality and qualified candidates of color to our judiciary who can bring this bring with them much-needed diversity to our courts are being actively sought after by this commission. Let's see if this newly appointed commission that the governor just did is going to be as actively doing what needs to be done as the former chair, Sally Dowling. She was definitely a chairperson of that commission that sought out, worked hard to make sure that diversity was represented in all those applications. Let's see if any of those individuals are going to step up and fill her shoes. And that is, I am open for any questions by the member of this committee.
Any questions of Chairwoman Williams by members of the committee? I'm sorry? Oh, Leader Philippe.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Representative Williams. I don't know if it's more of a drafting issue. If the committee would turn to 8-16.1-4, there currently exists a charge upon the Judicial Nominating Commission to exercise reasonable efforts to encourage racial, ethnic, and gender diversity within the judiciary. The language that Representative Williams has proposed, I think, is stronger than that. And I would just suggest if the committee were to take this up, maybe it should amend the language in Chapter 4 rather than the proposal in Chapter 2, where the language is proposed.
And I would object to that simply because here we go sugarcoating and pacifying. I was specifically to say that they shall aggressively recruit, because what is there now is pretty much as best as they can. That is just an opportunity for them to bypass what has been being asked for years. If they can, or if they are willing, and so forth and so on. No, this is telling them that they have to do it.
I understand, Representative Williams, but when you look at Chapter 2, where your proposed language is, that defines what the commission is. It doesn't define the commission's duties. The commission's duties are set forth in Chapter 4. Your language is, I think, stronger than that which exists in Chapter 4, and I would suggest that what you're trying to do should go in Chapter 4, because that defines the commission's duties rather than the makeup of the commission. You're trying to amend Chapter 2, which is the makeup of the commission. It should be in Chapter 4.
I got you, and I appreciate it. That would be definitely something that I would have to point out to Ledge Council, who probably put it in the wrong place. But I understand.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I was just for a drafting purposes to let the committee know that it should be in Chapter 4. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Chairman Williams, I'm sure Tim Williamson, his legal counsel tonight, has probably taken notes on that, and we'll address that issue before the matter comes before the committee for a vote. So if there are no further questions on House Bill 5297,